Coach, how's it going today?
I'm feeling pretty good, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. Just excited to have you on the show. I'm sure that you're very busy, planning away. I'm guessing that you might have had a game within this past week. So I guess the first question is, the last I heard, you helped your team win in the extra innings by getting hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Now, that is called taking one for the team. That is exactly what every player on the team should go 110% for their team. So tell me, where has your season gone from there? And really, is there even a point for you to have teammates if you can field all 9 positions yourself better than the rest?
Well, I'm sitting on about 142 home runs right now this season. My teammates are a bunch of buttholes, but a few of them get on base for me sometimes when I hit 3-run dingers, 4-run dingers, quadruples.
Yeah.
I just do what I can.
Yeah, I understand. A very humble guy. That's what it takes. But 142, I'm guessing you've probably set multiple records for that men's league, so congrats on that. Now, since I do mainly talk about baseball, between YouTube and this, I want to get your opinions on a few controversial issues. Now, I don't understand why you're not in the big leagues right now. I'm not sure. Maybe they can't handle you, as I'm guessing, because 142 home runs, maybe without steroids, that's up there. I mean, that's up there. So let's avoid some of the bigger issues here. But first, look at the Dodgers and Padres brawl. Zach Greinke, he hit some Carlos Quentin with a pitch. They have a little bit of a history. It seems like he wanted to do it on purpose. It's a 1-1 game. It's a close count. 2 outs. So there's really no reason to hit him on purpose. So he hits him. Carlos Quentin charges the mound. First of all, do you like that move right there? If you were Carlos Quentin, are you charging the mound? Are you bringing the bat with you? Are you bashing Zach Greinke? I mean, what are you going to do if you're Carlos Quentin?
Well, I never take a bat with me. We talked about that earlier, when I was talking about arguing with umpires. You keep the bat close, but you got to let them know, you ain't afraid to fight them. But I do like the move, and, we're going to talk about that in later segments, some videos I'm put out. But, in my opinion, the only right time to charge the mound is when you're 100% positive you can beat that guy's ass. And, clearly Carlos could. He knew that. So, he went out there and did what he had to do.
Yeah, he did what he had to do, and unfortunately, or fortunately for him, however you view it, Zach Greinke is hurt for a few months. Now, usually it's not as big of a deal, but when you consider the Los Angeles Dodgers, everything that they've done, all the money they've spent, and now you have their best pitcher, aside from Clayton Kershaw, of course, at 1-2 dynamic punch, going out for a few months, you spent $142 million on, it's a big deal. So now you're seeing baseball kind of change the culture of the game a bit. Jonathan Sanchez of the Pirates, he gives up 2 dingers. To start the game, he throws 17 pitches, and he hits Alan Craig. Now, it looked intentional, especially after giving up 2 home runs. Coach, in that situation, is it going to be anything but intentional after giving up 2 home runs to start the game? And if you're Jonathan Sanchez, do you hit Alan Craig in the head? Do you avoid it to pitch the game and throw the rest of a no-hitter? Because he didn't even get an out yet, and he's already ejected. Do you like the move that Jonathan Sanchez pulled right there?
No, man, I think that's, he ain't nothing but a little sissy, throwing out there. And, he's taking away home runs from Craig by hitting him. And, so I don't agree with that, no.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, 17 pitches in the game. This guy threw a no-hitter a few years ago. What's happened since? It's been disastrous. And the Pirates, they got the win yesterday. Cardinals' bullpen was awful. It has been pretty bad this whole season. But, I mean, do you believe in these harsh punishments for beating guys, or you believe that it's part of the game, needs to be done at sometimes? Because look at Jonathan Sanchez now has a 6-game suspension for just hitting a batter. Do you agree with that?
But no, I don't agree with that. I mean, let the guy go out there, let him hit some more dingers off him. That's going to make him, show who he is more. He ain't nobody good if he's just giving up dingers and hitting people.
True. I mean, a 6-game suspension now is going to set his career back even farther. So maybe he needs a little bit of talking from Coach Ken Murphy. Hopefully he's listening today. He better be. I mean, Jesus, he's look at his ERA this year. It's ridiculous after 2 home runs. Now, another controversial issue. is the use of PEDs. So I guess the first question to kind of bridge into that is, what age is the right age to start using steroids? Is it 12, or should you wait to high school to work up so you hit those dongs? Or are you the natural guy? You just use it with straight up power, no steroids needed?
Well, I got talent out my ass. I've been hitting dingers basically since I popped out. But, if it's going to help you hit dingers, I say go ahead and do it because that's what people want to see.
True.
Everything else is stupid. If you ain't hitting dingers, you ain't nobody.
True. Now, when you're talking about these dingers, you're looking at the age. I mean, I don't know how early some people start using these steroids, but I look on the Twitter, and it's inspiring. I mean, on a serious note, these kids are telling you they're hitting home runs for you, and you know what? Maybe your talk loosen them up a little bit, and they're going out there and performing on Saturday conference games for their teams. You must be a little bit honored as a coach. I mean, how do you feel with these kids going out there, hitting dingers, and then reporting it back to you? I'm sure we'll hear from some players. Is that where you kind of just take a step back and realize just how much as a coach that you've made a difference, or should you be expecting this? Should every player be hitting dingers every at-bat?
Well, everybody should be hitting dingers every at-bat. I ain't making these videos for myself. I already know everything. I don't know how many times I got to say that. But, I expect these kids watch my videos and they turn around and hit dingers. I'm the smartest person ever in the history of baseball. So it ain't no secret that, they learn quick from me.
Yeah, absolutely. They really do, because I'm sure we'll hear from a few today, as if you want to call in to talk to Coach Ken Murphy, you're welcome to do so. Now, if we don't have too many callers, maybe they're a little afraid to talk to you because, in their eyes, you may be viewed as a God figure. I don't know why you wouldn't at this point. There's no reason to not view you as that way. You are one of the baseball saviors. You're like Jackie Robinson, Coach Ken Murphy. No disrespect to Jackie Robinson, and 42. I haven't seen the movie yet, but it looks like a great movie. But you're up there. So you're making a huge difference, obviously, with your 4 segments so far. I can't imagine once you cover all aspects of the game, how many people are going to be out there and really start to play the game the right way. We see so many fundamental mistakes in the major leagues. And if they just watch your videos and listen to what you are saying, it simplifies the game. And it's exactly what we need to see in baseball. That's the change that we need. So when you're looking at these PED scandals, I think really the only way that baseball gets over it and baseball kind of comes back as a sport is if we listen to you. You may be the only logical person out there, because right now, football is ahead of baseball. All these things are happening. You got the PEDs, you got the game length going a little longer. Jesus, we need to figure out this scandal situation and get fans back to the best sport in the world, baseball. So, Carlos Ruiz comes back today for the Phillies. What punishment should someone receive for being tested positive for the first time for PED usage?
Well, I don't know. He doesn't hit very many dingers anyway, so I probably would have punished him too. If you're putting, if you put a shot in your ass and you can't hit a dinger after that, you probably just deserve to go get a job somewhere where nobody has to look at you, because nobody wants to watch you play baseball after that. You know what I mean? If he's hitting dingers every day, then, ain't no problem with that.
Mm-hmm. So when you looked at someone like a Barry Bonds figure or a Mark McGwire figure, were you rooting for them even after knowing that the steroids were there? Were you just saying, just hit the dingers? Because at the end of the day, that was more exciting for baseball. Was it not? That was a very exciting time for baseball.
It was exciting. All those 2 guys did. They just hit dongs all day long. And, as a fan, that's what you want to tune in and see. You don't want to watch no pussy strikeouts or, a bunch of walks or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one more serious baseball question here. Then we're going to get to the real stuff, more on you as a coach. Now, with baseball, there's some news about how the game length, the average of the game length is getting longer and longer and closer to 3 hours. As a fan, I'm not sure if people are going to get a little restless watching a game for 3 hours. People do not want the games to go that long. Some games, yeah, they can go an hour and a half. Others, 3 hours. Now, without excluding the ads, because we know TV business is very important for everyone, including yourself, in the near future. But with baseball, how do you shorten the game's length? Hitters are, honestly, excuse my language, but they're being kind of pussies out there. They're not going for the ball. They're going for the walks, the on-base percentage. Are you for that, the statisticians out there are saying you get on base however you do it. Are you on that boat, or do you want to attack that first pitch no matter where it's thrown? You attack it and you hit a dinger. Is that why these games are so long, because they're waiting too many pitches? Should the hitters be more aggressive?
Well, I mean, the games are long because, the games they've always just been kind of long. I think, one way to speed it up, if you don't hit a dinger, you're out. I think, and then that'll speed it up right there, because we got there's a lot of sissies in this league that can't even get warning track on it. So, then we'll find out who the real men are.
That's actually very true. This is why the world needs Coach Ken Murphy. These are simple solutions to complicated problems. And it's right on the spot. Bam. Now we know exactly how to shorten the game length. If you don't hit a home run, you're out. Simple as that. Now, here's the real question. Excuse my language here, but like in every other segment, we're wondering the same question. Where the fuck is Ernie? Is he honestly working on a Sunday afternoon? If he is, he better be listening. But it's the least he could do. But, I mean, really, where is Ernie?
Well, Ernie ain't nobody good. You know what I mean? He's stuck at baseball. But I use him, and I don't pay him nothing to come out there and do these things. But yeah, he's got some pussy job working at the factory or something like that. But I really just like to make fun of him, and so I try to drag him out. I got him fired from his last job. I'm gonna have to get him fired from this one too.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be done, because everyone is out there wondering, where is Ernie? And it's becoming a very common question. We do have a caller in, but we're gonna ask a few more questions. Then we're gonna get to the fan or the player question segments. If whatever one comes first, they could be a fan and a player, I'm guessing. But now, there's been a few new baseball movies over the past 2 years. You have Moneyball, very well played film. Jonah Hill goes into a serious role. I like that movie a lot. 42, very historic film. I've heard it's fantastic. Haven't seen it yet. So it really is only a matter of time before you go into your ascension to the bigs as a coach or as a manager or as a player, manager, coach, GM, and president. Maybe the first of all time where you play all positions for a team. So if a movie was made, who plays you in the movie? Are you not going to accept an actor to play you? Are you going to play yourself? Or if you do pick an actor, which actor would you choose?
Well, I mean, most likely I will play myself because I don't like they would have to use like CGI graphics to hit the kind of dongs that I hit in real life. I wanted to make it look more real. But if I had to pick, one actor, it would probably be, John Stamos or somebody like that because that's who I look like, and that's who I'd want to play me.
Yeah, that's honestly exactly how I pictured it in my head. I thought Brad Pitt for a little bit, and then I was thinking, no, Moneyball, too much there. He is the best choice right there, especially with the hair. That really does fit. Now, like I was saying earlier, it really is only a matter of time before a major league organization realizes the value in having a coaching staff of literally just you. So if you were to pick any major league team, minor league team, whatever your choice is, what team would you pick and why?
Well, I can't coach in the majors because, number one, they won't show all my games in prime time, so that's why I won't do that. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick the Reds just because it's easy to hit dingers at that park, and I feel like I can teach them kids, how to hit better dingers over such a short fence. Plus, the park's called Great American, which is what I am. I'm a fucking Great American, so it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You are definitely a great American, Coach Ken Murphy. Now, looking at when you look at this week, this Sunday, you're on the show, you're talking baseball. I'm sure that your fans have learned a lot just from hearing you talk your thoughts on some of these baseball. But at the end of the day, it really is about the dingers. Now, the question is, what will be so special about next Sunday? It's a big day, a week from today. So, Coach, without me spoiling it, can you announce to all the live and future listeners what is coming out next Sunday involving Coach Ken Murphy?
Well, next Sunday we're going to put out our newest video. It's about getting beamed by pitches, the proper way to do it. Of course, we're going to break it down from a fundamental standpoint, and I got Ernie out there for that one too. So, it's going to be a pretty good video. You're going to learn a lot from it, like everything else. And it's a proper way to do the right things in baseball. And you can't always hit dingers because sometimes, pitchers are just kind of pussies about things, and so I got to teach you how to do other stuff.
True. You have to. So next Sunday, again, you have the segment coming out. So just go on YouTube, type in Coach Kent Murphy, and you will find it. Now, do you have any special plans for Ernie in the future? Is he going to have more of a role, or